Hello, welcome to part 11 of the Treehouse Experiment. I'm Ruud. I design and build things. In this episode, I make a big design decision. I'm stepping up my game and experiment with new forest-friendly ways to close the outside walls. Safety first. Exciting times. Enjoy. Plastics are everywhere, and they are very convenient. A downside is that plastics deteriorate over time and often end up in nature. So I set myself a challenge. I try to find nature-friendly alternatives to building solutions where plastics are used. I experiment and put them to the test. The first challenge will be the outside wall. What I need is a layer on the outside of the structure that blocks water from the outside, is airtight, and lets moisture escape from the inside and from inside the wall structure. This is necessary to reduce the chance of mold and preserve the wooden structure. The outside cladding will be added on top of this and will be the first line of defense. The conventional method that is used in construction is a vapor permeable membrane, or so-called house wrap. This is a thin plastic sheet that is very strong, but I'm trying to find an alternative. It's definitely plastic. The idea is to laminate 2 layers of thin plywood. The first layer is installed horizontally, and the second layer of plywood is installed vertically on top of the first layer. Where a sheet ends, a beam is installed behind it. Wood oil is used to make the outside waterproof. The wood keeps its ability to breathe, and moisture can still escape the structure. To secure the sheets in place, vertical beams are installed on top of all the intersections. These beams will also be the support for the outside cladding. Here we go. The sheets of plywood that I used to protect the structure from the weather gave me the idea. They held up way better than expected. I take them down so the structure can be prepared and new sheets can be installed according to plan. The bottom part needs to be protected the most from moisture, so wood oil is applied. I need to make room for this screw head so the beam can be installed flush below the window. It would have been easier to install all these cross beams while constructing the wall. Because my design still needed to take shape, I did not know where to put them. So I need to spend a bit more time installing them now. But the beams are exactly where I want them. That's nice. First, the sheets are checked for edge damage. Because they are very thin, the edges can be a bit fragile. The sheets are between 3.5 and 5 mm thick. This makes them very light, and it also makes it possible to install them on my own. I'm trying to figure out a way to cut these sheets with a Japanese saw. Cutting close to a support helps a bit. Supports on both sides works perfectly. I'm installing a safety rope. The idea is to use straps to position myself. This strap is too long for my arms. I'm using 18 mm long staples to attach the sheets. First, the proper firing depth needs to be set. While the bottom of the wall is not closed, I can still stand on the beams. So I install the second layer first before I work my way down. My safety and positioning lines are in need of an upgrade. This wall is easy for trying things out and for learning the ropes. My first big building accident. Of course, the splinter feels huge, but it is a lot smaller. 3 days later, it popped straight up out of my finger. It was 10 millimeters long. I was amazed. And the second layer. Rain is coming, so wood oil is applied to the finished parts. I still like my fingers, so if possible, the guard is in place. One tooth above the wood cuts nice. The straightest piece of wood I could find will become the guide for the old damaged floorboards. All the checking for nails pays off. There is a nail hidden in this plank that would have done some damage to the saw. All the boards are ripped in half. Now they can be cut at the right width. Before the new beams are installed, I apply wood oil to the top part of the wall that was still untreated. I figured out my Japanese sawing technique. Cutting on top of an old beam results in the nicest cuts. It is also easy to position and keep the beams in place while cutting. Today, I am all about efficiency. The beams cover the side-to-side connection of the plywood sheets. This secures the sheets in place and it covers any small gaps. This screw is too long. That's better. Finally, the big moment. Will the wall stay square? Nice, nice, nice. Yeah.